Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuttapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sarvaitam Savarutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Param Sahagana Lalita Vishakan Vitanscha. Okay. Om Jnanatirmirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurannilitam Jaina Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Mahavaranyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gora Tujay Namaha. And to all of the devotees present, Vancha Kalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. So we have English and we have Russian. No Portuguese for Jayanti, but no problem. I think you can understand English to some degree. And so we've come to Latvia, and this is the last Latvia Zoom from Latvia. We're going to be with the devotees. We're going to be in Navadip and in Puri, or you're going to be in Navadip and in Puri for the up and coming Latvia Zooms. And we'll be happy to share with everybody from the holy dhams about our pilgrimage, about the devotees, and any questions that may come up. So, Suresh Krishna, over to you. We have English selected and in the interpretation box of Zoom. So just everyone make sure you have the right language selected.
Dandavat Maharaj, Dandavat Kumkumjiji, Dandavat всем преданным.
Dandavats to all the devotees. Very happy that you have all come. You have come to Rezekne. Today we have so much snow. Latvia has so much snow recently. It is coming and coming and it's not stopping. And we're happy to be covered. We have no snow, we have no sun, but we have snow. It says we have the sun, but we cannot see it. And yesterday we went to Daugavpils, or just before the New Year's. Do you remember Sergey and Lena from Daugavpils during the retreat? I think you remember them, Maharaj.
Yes, I do, yes.
And they Sergey called us to wish us a happy new year. And he started remembering how it was during the retreat. And I understood that this was a sign that this half year since the retreat, we have not gone to Daugavpils a single time. And I understood that we have to go to Daugavpils and support them, to meet them. And we went. I thought that it will be just the four of us, Alina and Lena and Sergey, but we put up an advertisement and people did come, and they have a little center, some art display, some interesting place, and they're following that culture of Erika, I think. Some person, Erika, drew the pictures, the art on the Himalayas, and it's connected with Vedas. But anyways, quite a few people did come, and we had a wonderful program. We read Bhagavad Gita, 11th chapter. So we had a whole program plus reading. And it felt as if these people, they have some hankering of spiritual association. Everyone who came, and they were all happy to listen to Bhagavad Gita. We tried to present our masters, Srila Siddhartha Maharaj, Govinda Maharaj, Mahaprabhu, the holy name. And it was very nice evening, very nice association.
вернемся из
And
Ладьяна, из Парикрамы.
and they're expecting us to come again when we come back from the Holy Dham to share with them. So that was our yesterday event. Very happy. And today we have a topic for discussion. Sveta has a topic, Tanya has a topic. Sveta?
Такой вопрос.
Hare Krishna.
Харе Кришна. Такой вопрос. Пару зумов назад
A few zooms back, you said,
что
a little slower, Suresh Prabhu is saving.
были на большом вокзале и было вокруг
So
много
we
людей.
were in a big marketplace, many people, and we had a desire to tell everyone about Krishna. Could you please tell me about it? I would just be a passenger on in that marketplace or station. Can you tell me about Krishna, please? As if I'm one of those people.
Tell you about Krishna. Oh, what did we say about Krishna in that marketplace? Well, if it's a marketplace, and I wonder whether which marketplace in which time I'm trying to remember.
I think it was a station, Maharaj, not a marketplace. Sorry.
One of the latest Zooms, you were telling about if you when you were sitting in a rail station or airport, you were thinking about all these people and what you want to say them something about Krishna. Yes.
Okay, got it. I understand. Yes, it struck me that it was the airport actually, in the waiting lounge to take the flight, and then we are seeing so many people there, and everybody is a person, a personality, and we want to talk to everyone. We want to say to them, no, your life is very short but very valuable, because we can learn how to get eternal, joyful life. Not only learn in theory, but we can actually go to such a life in this lifetime. And so the feeling that came to me was that we want to tell, like everybody go up to somebody and say, you know that this human body is meant to discover God, Krishna. And God is Krishna. God has got many names, but the Supreme Lord, he's all beautiful, all charming, all sweet. And beauty, love, and affection is the origin of everything, not a cold, big bang of some rock somewhere. And anyhow, we want to approach everybody to tell them about Krishna, to tell them about his holy name, to tell them that it is free. Don't think that we're coming as salesmen to sell something to get some profit. We are coming following the instruction of the Lord Krishna as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to tell anyone and everyone that we meet something about Krishna. Give them an introduction. Let them know that Krishna wrote a book. Well, he spoke a book. But that book is Bhagavad Gita, which tells the science of life. And the point is that we can talk to one person. Maybe 200 people were sitting in that particular area. But we can talk to one person. We can talk to two persons. But Krishna, and yes, and if we know each of those persons, we'll understand. Oh, they've got the family, they've got this job, they've got this personality, these likes and dislikes. And if we were to get to know anybody in there one by one, we would feel care for them. Oh, this is your life, but you know there is something extra you can do, because in the future, you know you have to go through all of this difficulty of leaving the body, then to take another body, and where we will be posted, we do not know. And we can feel that personal dealing with 1, 2, 3 people. But Krishna feels that with everybody. This was the one thought when I was there, that Krishna does know every one of these people individually. And he wants everyone there to be happy, to be in the proper place, not to be suffering. And so he cares for everyone. And the good news is that he cares for us individually too. And as we've been hearing recently in our readings here, that he cares for everyone more so than we can, first of all, care for ourselves, but more so than we can conceive. He really wants good for everyone. And so we want to share that message, whether railway station or anywhere. If somebody will be happy to talk to us, then we'll be very happy to share something. Sometimes the neck beads that we wear, well, you can't see them now because it's cold. The neck beads that we wear, or the tilak, or whatever it may be, sometimes people are asking, oh, what's this? And then it is an opportunity to make an acquaintance and be personal with the public, with people we've never met before. And we did spend our early years in Krishna consciousness distributing books, distributing magazines, going to meet people every day. And there we had much opportunity to try to do good for others, but especially then and now, especially I feel the best we can do for others is to introduce them to the words of Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Gurudev and Srila Prabhupada. And to show here, see what is being distributed by their pure presentation of the pure path of joy and happiness. Bhakti yoga, devotional service. And their words really carry potency. And so we are very fortunate that, well, in English, we have their words directly because they preached in English. They preached, means presented Krishna consciousness in English. And then you've got the carefully prepared in Latvian, now some books, and in Russian. Always we have available in other languages, the different books in Chinese, Portuguese, Spanish. But when we can hear their expressions, their examples, then we are really getting something very clean and pure. And of course, Krishna himself, he is giving examples. As we grow up from boyhood or child to youth, to maturity, to old age, we're changing our body. Then we change our body at death. And where do we go to at death? Then it will depend upon our activity, the nature that we have developed, etc. As the fragrance of a flower is invisibly carried by the wind, it is taken to a suitable body for the mentality. So many examples are given by Krishna himself and by the pure devotees who are expressing, trying to get us to understand the reality of the land of beauty, sweetness, joy, eternity, harmony, happiness. So we're looking at the people wherever we are, and we want to do some good to them, good for them. And that's why when we are able to have a gathering, and sometimes we've had some hundreds of people in one gathering, and sometimes a few, but when we're able to have a gathering, some devotees are able to advertise, collect people who've got some inquiry about spiritual life, who want to hear something, not people who come to challenge or something, but they want to hear. Then we are happy to tell such an audience that we have met wonderful persons who've told us of wonderful scriptures that exist from thousands of years ago, collected together in the Himalayas, in Badrik Ashram, some 5,000 years ago. And the conclusions of knowledge, which is sweetness, beauty, charm, this has been presented to us recently by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu 500 years ago. And by the succession of the students, those who follow that direction given by Krishna in Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam 5,000 years ago, and by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu 500 years ago. So there's a very living life, a life worth living, and there are those who know what is that life. And just because in the world so much cheating goes on in both the material world and in the, trying to sell something which is, say, is very valuable, but it's only made of plastic, but also in the spiritual, world of propaganda, if you like, there is also all kinds of marketing of different things of plastic instead of the real thing. But it doesn't mean that there isn't a source of truth, a genuine source of spiritual, conscious, awake joy and ecstasy. And we simply can introduce the sincere souls and say, here, look at this. Use your thinking, willing, and feeling to hear the message of Srila Sridhar Maharaj, Srila Govinda Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada. And we have much hope that entering into their teachings with a searching heart, or with at least a clean heart that's not too locked up and biased, but is open to hear what do these great personalities have to say. And they're quoting also from the scripture. They're not just saying something, but then they're giving quotes from these ancient scriptures. So there's some textbook, there's some sincere students, some sincere masters. And there is a society. I don't mean a society like a registered society, but there is an association. There is that section of the world who are sincere students and who, by the grace of the Lord, have been brought into the association of sincere masters. Oh, I'm probably talking too fast for Hari Gopal Prabhu to translate everything. He's wiping his brow. Okay, we're looking on the other screen then. So I should slow down, but I suppose in summary you can say that sometimes in places like the railway station or the airport or waiting rooms when we have to wait, naturally you see the people there and sometimes you're thinking, what nature is this person? What nature is that person? But we want to do good for everyone, and Krishna can do good for everyone, but he does that through the devotees. So the best that we can do is to introduce everyone to the devotees who are presenting Krishna. So we want to do good for others. And Mahaprabhu asked us to do good for others. To tell whoever we meet about Krishna, tell them, give them some faith and tell them about the holy name. Chant Hare Krishna. A very beautiful process.
Maharaj, Sveta was also speaking in the context, like as if she was in that airport. What would you tell her specifically about Krishna?
Awake, arise and search for Sri Krishna, reality, the beautiful. Hare Krishna.
And Tanya also has a topic.
Yes, Tanya, Hare Krishna.
My obeisances to all. I have such a question that the Vedic scriptures are describing Mahaprabhu's appearance long before his appearance. They knew that the Lord would come in the form of a devotee. His body will be golden. That will be Radharani. Krishna manifest as a devotee. And he came for two reasons. He had his own reason that he wants to
понять
to
любовь к себе.
to feel the sweetness of Radharani's love for himself, and that can be only possible in the form of a devotee. And the second one is that he comes as a patita pavana to save us, the fallen souls, the sinful. And I feel a little bit of an analogy that there are different religions, Christianity, Muslim, that in Christianity, Jesus Christ came as the Lord. And the apostles also describe that Christ was born by like the purity of his mother, not he was born from that Mother Mary, she was left pure after his birth, that this was understood, that the Lord was manifest also as a devotee of the Lord, as Jesus Christ, and he came to preach love of God to the people. And the Muslims, they have Muhammad. No, he does not say that he's God. Okay. So every religion has their own messenger who is saving us, because as the Christians say, that if Jesus would not have been born, we would not have the opportunity to be saved, because by his painful death and his elevating to the heaven, he gave us the opportunity to search for that truth, to become clean and reach the Lord. And in the same way, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and I want to understand, am I understanding correctly that the God is coming in different forms for different people with different consciousness, to give them an opportunity to have a touch with the Lord, and in that way to have a spiritual progress? So that is my question.
Okay, so first of all, in the West, generally we know about Jesus and about Muhammad, and maybe some have heard about one or two others, great souls, reformers who've come to try to wake up the public. In India, there are many, not two or three, but Jesus, I mean, I know only a little bit about anything other than the Krishna conscious side of things. But Jesus, I know from my childhood and repeatedly heard that he's saying he's the Son of God. And John and others who are like predicting he's going to come, then they're all saying he's the Son of God, and he's saying God our Father. So he's not claiming I am God, but indeed the disciples or students may consider him as good as God. And this is also a function of Guru. We will see that the Guru is coming to teach us how to behave and to teach us about the Lord. So it is not that Jesus and so many others, they are God themselves, but they are sons of God. They are coming from God and coming to teach about him. And Mahaprabhu generally, he is the Lord. So Mahaprabhu is different. He's an avatar. And avatar means an expansion of the Lord himself. And each Kali Yuga, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu does come as an avatar. In this Kali Yuga, the once in a day of Brahma, which is a long, long time, then the Lord comes as the original Lord, Avatari. Avatari is the origin of avatars. So Krishna came 5,000 years ago, Avatari Krishna, and showed his Leela in so many aspects, in Vrindavan, Mathura, Dwarka, principally. Different moods of service, all the servitors. So he's showing his Leela, but he was not giving entrance into the Leela. But he came then presently with the mood that I will taste, as you said, I will taste what it is to be my best devotee. That is my wish to come. but I will also distribute the holy name, the Yuga Dharma, and I will come to rescue the fallen souls. So there is a difference between Vishnu Tattva and Jiva Tattva. And when Krishna, the Lord himself comes, he also comes with his associates. And so we have the Pancha Tattva, and then we have so many names in Mahaprabhu's Leela. If you read Chaitanya Charitamrita, you will see so many who come with him. And they are coming as his devotees, his eternal devotees, to show again with the beautiful life of service and to help Mahaprabhu in his mission to distribute that to others. I'm very happy that you introduced who is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He has two functions. And so we can understand, I think you've been reading the book, The Golden Volcano of Divine Love. It sounds to me like you've been reading that book of Srila Guru Maharaj. And I'm not fully sure always what is in each book, because we are reading all the books. But certainly in the Golden Volcano of Divine Love, you will come to see that Mahaprabhu is giving a very vivid description of who is God, what does he look like, what are the varieties of relationships, personal relationships we can all have with him. And this way we are getting a very clear description of the upper plane, and we're getting very potent medicine, the holy name. That has been given by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, showing the scriptural evidence to why this Hare Krishna Maha Mantra is the Maha Mantra for Kali Yuga. And so, again, there's gradation. There's gradation, but with one purpose by all of the great reformers that Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur gave recognition. They came to give some good to the world, to the public. By installments, this has been given. And now the full-fledged installment has come with Mahaprabhu. And Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, who basically made very clear Mahaprabhu's teachings in all purity, then he was challenged from so many sections, not from one or two or three or four. He was challenged from so many sections. And one challenge similar to what you were saying, oh, so many they come to give us good advice in this world. But Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur very strongly showed how, yes, many may come to do good for us, but there is good, there is better, there is best, most best, etc., etc. And we will be recruited where is suitable for us, where our heart is giving a tick mark. There we will feel, oh yes, I'm at home here. But then it may be that we are drawn in some quarter, and a general idea of, oh, God is my guardian, but I don't know what he looks like, I don't know what he does, I don't know much about him as a person, but I've got a guardian. And then step by step, we may come forward and recognize that, oh, okay, so, oh, here I'm getting a clearer description, clearer understanding. And then within any department, then there is progressive understanding, progressive teaching. And as the Lord sees fit for us, we will come into the association of those souls, those persons who are sincerely trying to follow the path of in any department. But where Krishna takes us, we must think, okay, that is the best for me. Now I shall be sincere in this point. And then presently, it may take a little time to recognize what Mahaprabhu has given. The beginning of Chaitanya Charitamrita is very hard work in many ways, but Krishnadas Kaviraj is clearly emphasizing the personality of God, the supreme person. Everything has come from a person, and he has personality. And the origin of everything is not power, but it is beauty, sweetness, and love. And that personality of beauty, sweetness, and love is Krishna. And Krishna himself and Krishna through his devotees is wanting to do good for everybody. And he doesn't want people to suffer. He doesn't want conscious living entities that have all come from him to suffer. And so he sends the teachers, and he comes himself sometimes into the world where people have forgotten how to serve the Lord, forgotten that they should put him at the center, remember him 24 hours a day and serve him. And so through his agents, which are many, and he himself personally from time to time comes when the situation is very serious. So there's gradation. The many school teachers, not just one person teaching mathematics. There are many school teachers, many schools in the world, but they're teaching mathematics. They're teaching 1 + 1 is 4.5. No, they're not. They're teaching 1 + 1 is 2. They've got a common curriculum. But then as we come forward, we'll find this more specialized. And then the advanced section of mathematics, it's amazing that they don't search for Krishna, because the properties of elements and things, the mathematicians have these huge equations which prove that every element has this kind of thing. They think, who made these laws? But that comes to very fine mathematics, and only a few are going to be able to enter there. So step by step, there's the junior class, secondary class, the upper secondary, the college, the university, the postgrad, etc. But they're all teaching in the material world, they're all teaching progressive consciousness, progressive knowledge. But spiritually, then there are so many teachers, and they're teaching according to time, place, and circumstance, grades and progressive spiritual consciousness. And Mahaprabhu, as you read from Guru Maharaj, Gurudev and Srila Prabhupada, as you read their books and hear their talks and meet with the devotees, bit by bit we get like solid in our heart. What Mahaprabhu came to give was extraordinary, not given before. Hare Krishna. So keep up the good work. Keep up the reading, keep your faith. And Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, all of our masters, give all credit for the reformers in the West. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur names Jesus and Muhammad and others who are within India. But there are so many in India. India is like the capital of the world for teachers, people coming to teach about how to improve the quality of your life. But then there's improve, and there is gradation. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur gives acknowledgement to all of them. But finally, we can understand through the teachings of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, who's bringing us Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, as Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur showed, then we can conclusively understand what Mahaprabhu is giving. Love of God, fully love of God, through selfless service for him and with his devotees, not just one-on-one. This is the goal of life, to let ourselves leave aside our ego that I am my provider, I am my own guardian, I can look after myself. We know that we are in need of assistance from outside to know about eternality, to know how to prepare before we die. No, where will we go if suddenly I'm hit by a bus today? Where will I go? We need some shelter, we need some proper guidance. So where we can recognize that guidance is coming, we should be serious to take that. And we give all honor to everybody who's genuinely trying to give guidance. And as we were listening to Guru Maharaj a little while ago, then we need like clarity of what did the reformers teach. And one example was now a few months ago, but we're listening to Guru Maharaj, Srila Sridhar Maharaj, talking with some devotees, and they're saying about Christianity, seeing as we're mentioning Christianity. And Guru Maharaj is giving some very like sweet, beautiful understanding, expression, explaining what Jesus taught, which is super beautiful. And he's giving us full self-surrender, fully surrender to the Lord. And then the devotee said, but the Christians say, and Guru Maharaj immediately said, I'm not talking about what the Christians say, I'm talking about what Jesus taught. And so we also must be careful how things get interpreted and interpreted over the generations. And Krishna himself in Bhagavad Gita says that with the generations, then the message gets a little bit changed in color. And so from time to time, he comes to reset that message. So we've got that resetter, which was Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Lord coming himself to reset the message. And then we've got his agents, there's the sons of God. It means the devotees who are coming to represent him. And this is Srila Rupa Goswami, the 6 Goswamis, and then the Parampara through to Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Srila Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and then to Srila Guru Maharaj, to Srila Gurudev, and to Srila Prabhupada. So we are in a very fortunate time when things are clear, not hazy. And Guru Maharaj points out, wherever we find the clearest understanding, if we are true to our search for reality, we will go in that direction. We will hear that. Why will I deny that if I recognize, oh, here is something very clear and pure? And also Guru Maharaj says that what is in common in all departments of religion is faith. So we must have faith. We must know that what's being presented to us is for our benefit, for our proper guidance towards heaven, whatever name you want to say. But Goloka Vrindavan is a remarkable heaven. The description is given. Who is God and what he does and everything there in a very vivid way in Brahma Samhita and in Srimad Bhagavatam, Garga Samhita, many places. And all of this in like summary way is coming into these books of Srila Sridhar Maharaj and Srila Govinda Maharaj. And quite extensively, Srila Prabhupada has translated the 18,000 verses. He translated almost all of them up to, I mean, not quite to the end, because he passed away from this world before finishing. But he's presented, and through him, the 18,000 verses of Srimad Bhagavatam, the maybe 11,000 verses of Chaitanya Charitamrita, summary study of the teachings of Rupa Goswami and of Sanatana Goswami, etc. So we have a great access to the serious masters and serious students of the Supreme Lord of Krishna. So where we recognize that there is guidance and step by step, we recognize that just to know something, but on a journey. And for many, the first step is we learn about karma, eating meat, thou shalt not kill, which comes pretty common in the religious circle. You don't cause pain to other living entities. And then so for many, it's that clarity that, oh yeah, I should be vegetarian. And then be vegetarian, then offer food. Chant the holy names, the hallowed be thy name. Oh, what holy names? Then we've been given this Maha Mantra of the holy names. And then as we do, we will find, oh yeah, these great thinkers and great souls, these realized souls, awake souls, they know what is good for us. They're telling us, do this and good things will happen. And if you do it, good things happen. And then we are then the tasters, we are the proof, if you like, the proof, each of us individually. Oh yes, they want us to be happy, they want us to be eternal, they're telling, do this, we're trying to do this, and it's working. Hare Krishna. Your microphone is off. Yes, yeah.
Да, и оно работает.
Oh, she said thank you. And yes, it works. Something is happening.
Yes, I agree. I also put my hand up. It works. Hare Krishna.
Вопрос как будто бы мой вопрос дополнил, хотя совсем разный.
It is as if my question was also partly answered through that
Да, может
discussion.
быть, преданные, есть еще вопрос или какая-то
Perhaps the
задача,
devotees
Раджа
have
Кришна,
some more
Индумати,
questions or topics.
Гита,
Raja Krishna Indumati,
другие преданные.
Venu Gita, perhaps other devotees who have also come today.
Может быть, вопрос есть Кум-Кум Диди?
Perhaps we have a question for Kumkum Didi,
Женщина слева, да?
that woman on the left. Yes?
Харе Кришна.
Okay.
Кум-Кум Диди, она
Kumkum Didi,
встречалась с Шрилой Прабхупадой.
she met Srila Prabhupada
Она-
personally.
Да, да.
She?
Задать ей вопрос.
Oh, therefore you can ask a question.
Ну, если-
If you have,
Она о себе рассказать, если мы ее не знаем.
perhaps she can tell about herself.
Девушки спрашивают, могли бы вы
The ladies are asking, perhaps Kumkum Didi, you can tell about your meeting with Srila Prabhupada and how it happened, and how did you become a devotee, and what did he inspire you with?
Very good question. We all want to hear this answer. She's looking at her watch. I think she needs 2 days to answer this one.
My Dandavat for all of you. It's true that this is, in one sense, not a fast answer. But if I have to say one thing, it would be that by the inconceivable grace of Lord Nityananda, who sent him, his representative in the form of the written word in a magazine, at precisely the moment that I required it. And since then, I've learned that the Vedas explain, by the grace of Krishna, one gets Guru. And by the grace of Guru, one gets Krishna. So Krishna is within our heart, but we're not listening so well and all the time, or we haven't been fortunate enough to hear it in such a way that we can comprehend. And because of Sukriti, but mostly because of their extreme mercy, at some point he just says, here you are. I will save you now. And so for me, it was, I was 20, had dropped out of university because I couldn't figure out what was important in life. But I stayed in that town and was constantly able to approach professors and intelligentsia and ask these kind of questions and never an answer. And finally, I had one idea that was sincere, that this must not be my real life. And then I had an inspiration to walk into a next room where there was one Back to Godhead magazine. And how that came to be in my hands is not something that I can explain, except to say that it was by Krishna's divine arrangement. And there was so much happening at that time to build up Srila Prabhupada's movement, first in America mostly. And so many people just got snatched up, not because of qualification, but because of at least a little bit of interest. A little bit of sincerity was all that seemed to be necessary. And then we got to learn from the devotees who had come before us, who taught us how to chant Hare Krishna, how to rise early, how to have a better diet, not just what we ate, but our activities, which would be more conducive for completely changing our life from what we had been practicing, including our conceptions of religion, which had never satisfied fully. So when we started associating with all of the devotees and hearing like this, then there was one time in particular where I got my first association in presence of His Divine Grace. He was just traveling through briefly at an airport. He had a 2-hour layover, and so we rented a big room for him, and he just spoke to us about these very things. And although we had been hearing about them for a few weeks, it was more special to see him in person and to be completely convinced of his utter sincerity. What I had read of his words, that was what convinced me, was he's so sincere in what he's praying to Krishna that it all has to be true, because nobody could be saying such things if it weren't true and inspired and the highest truth, not a relative truth and not a speculative truth. Before that, there had been so much speculation, so much hearing from various people who would claim to be authorities on something about life, or particularly about philosophy or religion, but never truly satisfying to the heart. And so the main thing about meeting Srila Prabhupada and getting to serve him directly for a few years before he departed this world was that connection was so extremely real. All of us felt that. There was nothing more real. And this is how we can, whoever we're approaching in the marketplace, if we think about what they are looking for is reality, and they would not have a human body, they would not have looked in our eyes with questions if they were not sincere and deserving to hear about absolute truth. So this we're all hearing all the time. We want to teach what our teachers have taught us and share that and believe that everyone deserves that truth. Everyone knows that they're looking for beauty, they're looking for knowledge, they're looking for a solution to suffering. They just have no idea how to find these things. So what we are hearing is a big yes. Everything is yes, it's positive. Anything else I can share in just a few minutes? That everything that transpired in my life was always meant for my next step, the next assistance that I needed. So we're on such a journey, and in incredible ways, whatever comes is like precisely what we're looking for in that moment to take us to the next moment, so that our learning is step by step by step and always completely satisfying to the heart. How can we resist? And I could go on for another few hours, but if there's anything more specific that I could answer quickly, please let me know.
А может быть, Конкомдези, поделитесь, пожалуйста, еще
Kunkudidi, but perhaps you could share
тем моментом, какое у вас служение
that
было,
moment.
например,
What service you had? What did you
пару
have?
лет вы
A
совершали
few
служение,
years,
какое именно служение
a few
было,
years you had
где,
service.
я так понял, прямое служение, да,
I
Шрила Прабхупаде,
think
правильно?
some direct connection service with Prabhupada, yes?
Yes. I was in one temple which was just beginning to become very, very large. And that was in Texas. And so he would often be in New York and traveling to Los Angeles. So Texas is right there in the middle. He might come and spend a few days. And we knew that our main service was to keep the programs going, the early morning program, the late evening program, and then all through the day to see what did devotees need. So sometimes they would be in the kitchen, sometimes cleaning, sometimes in the sewing room. And I was married, and before there were children, I would sometimes also be a pujari pretty often. And so it was that kind of service like you can also identify with, but always based on hearing that he wants us to do these things, and that's our purpose for doing them, and receiving the understanding in our heart that we were doing it because he wanted it. It was not a foreign thing. And also exactly how did he want it, and at the same time trying to spread it as much as possible, because there was so much suffering. At that time in the United States, it was like possibility of war, a civil war, it seemed. So we had a great urgency that we wanted people to have his shelter. And then later, we actually moved to Los Angeles, and where he traveled for long periods, for a long time. And sometimes we would get his association, and he would ask us to ask a question or something, and we would just try to at least not be a disturbance. Just it was always, the service was always trying to keep all of the temple programs going as strong as possible, and to learn about his teachings as much as we could, the philosophy, and that was a lot. It was very different culturally than anything we'd ever seen before. So it was always to learn more and to discuss among ourselves and to try to give assistance to everybody to understand what he was giving.
Большое спасибо, Кункумудидин.
Харе Кришна, можно вопрос?
Very much, thank
У вас
you.
очень красивая улыбка. Как научиться
Oh,
улыбаться так же, как
You have a
вы?
very wonderful smile. How can I learn to smile like you?
Be a devotee. Good, better, best devotee.
Realize what association is around you.
Hare Krishna. Yes, any other question from any quarter? Shimma Prabhu, looks like you have a question. Or is it a thumbnail? Is it a thumbnail? Is it a video? I was sitting very still, but I saw Juvati moving. Any question? Oh, Subhada Devi Dasi joined. Happy New Year, Subhada Devi Dasi. I keep looking and I saw it was minus 27 degrees yesterday or the day before. I keep an eye on Tomsk, what is happening there. But you'll soon be in plus 27. So be prepared. Hare Krishna. We have Indu Baladevi Dasi here. We have Madana Mohini Devi Dasi here. And they've come for the day or for 2 days?
1 day.
1 day. They've driven 2 hours or so to come here. More than 2 hours. Okay, they've driven a long, long way. Yeah. Would you like to contribute something?
I can say that even with a big effort, like driving, get prepared, and coming for a few hours is always worth, because association with Maharaj, with Kunkun Devi, the Devidasi, and with the other devotees is so full of love and affection and beauty. So it's really worth, even with a great effort. You should join the devotees, and a very good way to join them is with the Zoom. So whenever it's possible, join with the Zoom is a very good opportunity. And when you will have the opportunity to go with your body, please do it. It's really worth and full of joy. Thank you.
Haribo.
Dandavat, dear devotee. I'm very happy to be here. Yes, it's an effort, but it's not a big effort. No, not at all. It's a very full of, I'm very full of joy. And what else? I know that a lot of you are going to the pilgrimage to India. And I want to wish you a very good moment with all the devotees, with Madhusudan Maharaj. And I won't be with you, but I be with you by heart, with all my heart. And I'm sure that it will be wonderful. And chant Hare Krishna, be happy, and have a good time with the devotees. Dandavat.
Jai. And with the added good wishes and potency, the Italian accent. Very perfect. Yes, Jashodanandan Prabhu. You have your hand up. You have a question or a contribution?
Please take my obeisance, Srila Madhusudan Maharaj. I have a very simple question. Could you please tell me
Can someone tell him that I don't hear him?
Jashodanandan Prabhu, unfortunately, we can't hear quite what you're saying. At the beginning, it was loud and then went very, very quiet. Oh, now is.
Srila Madhusudan Maharaj, I have a very simple question. Could you please tell me your experience when you met Srila Sridhar Maharaj first time? Maybe it is very simple, but it is very interesting for me. How he looked, how he moved, how he talked, because when I hear about that from records, it is not the same when I hear about that from person who had association with him.
Prabhu, I can say that everything that coming to Guru Maharaj was just so natural. What he said and how he moved, it was natural. I don't quite know what to describe. But it's not that we were coming to meet somebody unknown. Somehow or another, we already knew because of Srila Prabhupada, how he had told about who is Srila Sridhar Maharaj. Then we're coming to meet our guardian, our true guardian, everything. And really, I don't have a report of something extraordinary about how he moved, etc. It was really being at home, even before we'd ever heard any expression like home comfort. It was just a home shelter. We're with Guru Maharaj, and Guru Maharaj is just very nature is dignified, gentlemanly, personal, sober, well-wishing. So you put all that into the movement of a person, the nature of a person, and genuine. This genuineness, there's nothing in his demeanor, in his attitude, which is anything except just genuine, kind, deep, serious, caring, and affectionate to everybody. Really, he was the well-wisher of all. And so many things took place when we came to him, and so many things said by various people. But it was anything like kind of weird said, it was because they did not know. But when Srila Prabhupada had introduced Guru Maharaj in such a way, then it is also unbelievable that everybody who did not come to, it's almost unbelievable that out of all those who came to meet him, that not everybody stayed. They had their own different reasons for not staying and not staying with him. Doesn't mean physically, I mean staying under his shelter. And really, we who were in Navadip and we saw so many things in those early times, then presently, I remember with another devotee in particular, then we were expressing, we just had a crash course. Like a crash course means a very intense, short course in what is Guru and disciple. Really, we had this before the book Sri Guru and His Grace came out. I mean, we didn't have these resources of the recordings of Guru Maharaj. But that was just his nature. He just made everything very clear to us all. And his movement, etc., the movement of a dignified, broad-hearted, affectionate gentleman who can help, not somebody who just saying, oh dear, but someone who's saying, oh dear, about the material world, but positive, here is your future. And actually, I was just hearing Guru Maharaj today saying about the Gaudiya Vaishnavas are optimistic. He said there is no room for pessimism. Pessimism means Maya. Optimistic. We know there's a bright future. We know that place exists. We know that we've got this opportunity. The devotees are optimistic. This is Guru Maharaj. He lived optimism, sharing optimism. And so, yes, first met Guru Maharaj, and with just a few devotees, maybe we were 8 devotees seated with him. But it was just being at home comfort, and he gave that impression, and his whole environment was just clean, simple, sweet, beautiful. He was that person living in that environment. So I probably didn't do a good job to describe him like physically as such, but he is the well-wisher of you all, not only us who did have that great opportunity to be with him, but he was the well-wisher of all that he met or did not meet. And so coming back to this other theme that, I mean, millions of people in the world, but if we turn our eye or turn our attention to Krishna and to his devotees, they will see us, they will take care. They are all in the department of our guardians. And sometimes we hear Guru Maharaj, we hear Gurudev, both saying about on the disappearance days of persons from long ago. Today is the Lochan Das Thakur's disappearance day. And then they would say, if we do something special in their honor, then we have hope that they may bless us on our journey. So it's not, the devotees are not limited to their body that we see with our fleshy eye and the fleshy body. Hare Krishna. And we know Guru Maharaj is young, and we know Gurudev is young. And their life was like that. They're living very young life from inside. But we know it is the Lord's arrangement that even the Gurus, they are going through the appearing in the bodies of this world. Anyway, Prabhu, thank you for your question, Yashoda. Nandan Prabhu. Dandavad. And our clocks, oh my goodness, going fast again. Hare Krishna and Udaran Prabhu, many thanks for looking after us. And although there'll be travels coming up for several devotees, as you heard, over the next few weeks, then it is completely practical to keep this Latvian Zoom, which it is, to keep the Latvian Zoom running. And then also, this will be a happy way to keep in touch with everybody in Latvia who's not able to come, but also around the world who are happily joining into the Zoom. So we'll be continuing next Sunday, the Sunday after, and I'll be interested to see where everyone is, where I am also, and we'll be happy to share some unusual things probably, and let you get some flavor of Navadip, some flavor of Puri, and some various flavors, happily. Hare Krishna. All right, but for this week, the clock is ticking, and so we better continue. To all of you who are here with us, our great appreciation. We're saying everyone's name one by one, and we recognize everyone but this Cyrillic. Oh, yes. You can't read it. Okay, we can't read it here. There's one name which we can't.
Lila Priya.
Lila Priya. Okay, Lila Priya. Jai. So to all of the devotees here, we very much appreciate the presence of you all. And of course, we are all looking to and glorifying Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Srila Bhakti Rockok Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki Jai. And Bhagavan Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur ki Jai. And our Sri Rupa Nuga Guru Vaga ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki Jai. All the assembled devotees ki Jai. The worldwide devotees ki Jai. Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Acharya Brinda ki Jai. And all the Latvia Bhakta Vrinda and in Suresh Krishna Prabhu Bari ki Jai. And to you all one by one our appreciation. Nitai Gaura Premanandi, Hari Bol. Oh, I usually give the last word to Suresh. Where will you be next Sunday at this time, Suresh Krishna Prabhu?
Srila Bhaktiranjan Madhusudan Maharaj ki Jai. Maharaj, we will be in Navadvip, I hope. Yes. But
all right.
Please give us, пожалуйста, дайте ваши
Please give your blessings for our trip so that we will successfully reach Navadvip Dham.
I give you my well wishes. You well know that blessings are very special things. They come from high above. Hare Krishna, but may they bless you. That is our wish. Yes. Okay, dear ones, Dandavad. And Juvati, you put a heart on the head of Simha Prabhu. So very happy to see. Hare Krishna, yes, Narayani sending hearts, and Gunali Didi, your bead bag, oh, very special. Every morning here is below freezing just now. Little bit of snow now and again, but ice over the fish. Fish are living under the ice. Now, dear Priya Devi Rasi, Venu Gita with us, Leelavati Di, and Lavanya Moy Devi Rasi, or each of you one by one. Vasil Prabhu is here also. Vasil is here. Udaran Prabhu taking care of us. Jayanti in Brazil. And Jashodanandan asking questions. Naza representing Ukraine today. And, oh, well, of course, all the way through Raja Krishna Prabhu and Indumati Devi Rasi with us. And Madhura Lila, I think she put a little message in the chat box earlier on to all of you, and appreciation to Hari Gopal Prabhu, who can now go outside and put his head in the snow to cool down his hard-working brain. We appreciate very much your translation, Prabhu, all the way through. Dandavad, take care. We'll see you soon, and we look forward to sharing good things with you next week. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna.
But
And you